Well, so we're here at the racetrack tonight. We're going to run our first empty pocket speed shop daily driver race of the year. Welcome back to Empty Pocket Speed Shop. I'm Sean, as always, although sometimes I pretend to be somebody else. All right. So this week got a little bit different. I will show you a little bit of footage of some of the stuff that I piddled with this week. I didn't get anything done on War Machine, not really. I worked on my motorhome. I worked on that green truck that I had a few episodes back that nobody watched. Yeah, nobody really liked that one. It was not very popular at all. But I had to finish it up so I could get it ready to sell. Worked on another truck that I was trying to sell. So didn't get to work on any of my hot rods this week. I didn't get to work on anything that anybody's even interested in watching this week. Also, if you watched last week's episode, you know that I was talking about the opening season, opening night for racing season at Ethridge Motorsports Park. We were there. So, this video, I have some footage from the drag strip that I'm going to share with you. I took slow motion. Slow motion that I have not officially introduced my YouTube tens of subscribers to. When I first started taking that car to the drag strip a few years ago, I had never been on a drag strip in my life. We owned that car and I was like, hey, we'll just take the Camaro down there. Went down there. I didn't know anything about bracket racing. I didn't know anything about drag racing, period. I sure didn't know what was considered a fast eighth of a mile, slow eighth of a mile, whatever. So I took that car down there. It was running high tens in the eighth of a mile, which is really slow in case you don't know. So some of my buddies that were already drag racers, they were aggravating me. So I turned my car number into 510W, and I'll put that on the screen. So if you were looking at from backed off a little bit, my car number said slow. So a friend of mine started calling that car slow motion, and I was like, yeah, that's it, that's slow. It's slow motion. So we made a big joke out of it, and that car has been called slow motion ever since that time, and I've never done anything to make it any faster. It still runs. See, Friday night, the fastest time it ran was a 10:43, and the slowest time it ran was a 10:90 something. It's kind of all over the place. That's why it's not a very good bracket car. Bone stock 305 carbureted Camaro from 1987. It's not a Z28. It's a Camaro LT. LT. All right. But it's one of the last carbureted T-top V8 Camaros that you could buy, 1987. Fairly low production number on the car. That car has been in the family since 1991. It was my father-in-law's car way back then, and but we've owned it since 2011. So now at the time of this video is 2025. So that's how long we've had it. It's been through a lot of iterations. That's what we got. I took slow motion to the track. Won a couple of rounds, lost a couple of rounds. In the daily driver race, I red lit, put myself out. In the all run gamblers race, the carburetor loaded up on the staging lane and it slowed down 4/10 of a second or something like that, something ridiculous like that. So I couldn't hit my dial in and put myself out of that race. That's normal. That's normal. That's exactly what that car does. Every time I take it to the track, it'll lay down 5 passes in a row with the exact same time, and then it'll load up the carburetor or something crazy like that, and then it runs way off and puts me out of the race. But that's where we're at. However, had a good time. Got some video footage of some of my buddies. So what I'm going to do, this is not going to be a really long video like a lot of mine are, because I don't have a lot of stuff to put in here that I worked on, but I did want to put something out this week. And I also wanted to put out the footage from the racetrack on Friday night. So I'm going to do it all in one. I do want to say congratulations to Alan Reno. Alan Reno is the guy that won the Daily Driver race on Friday night. I'll have his picture in here. Daniel Riddle was driving the A-Team van. It'll be in here too. There's some video footage of the A-Team van going down the track. So Daniel Riddle got runner-up in the Daily Driver race. In the all-run gamblers race, everybody's best buddy, Noah Hood, won the all-run gamblers race in his old truck that they call Fred. And Lane Burleson in the orange and white Nova got runner-up in the all-run gamblers race. So I'll have some footage of all that in here, and I'll put some pictures, I'll put some footage, I'll kind of do the whole thing. So that's what this week's video is just going to be, a little bit of, hey, this is what I did this week, but mostly just some footage from the racetrack on Friday night. And I promise you guys I will have another video of me working on War Machine coming up next week, because I got to get this car done. I don't want to take slow motion back to the racetrack again. I need my race car back. So anyway, you guys enjoy the footage from Ethridge Motorsports Park from this week. And I'll see you next week on a new episode of Empty Pocket Speed Shop, where we actually work on something. All right, have a good time. That's all I got for this week. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. I will get back to work on War Machine this coming week. I'm ready to get War Machine finished up so we can get started on a new project. You guys stick with me. We're going to continue to have a good time.